It's mailbag time here on Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. You can give me a follow on Twitter. I'm at HGrahamNFL. If I don't answer your question here, tweet me, and I will answer as many as I can over there. Let's start with Harrison Graham's Beard, a $10 super chat. Who will our punt returner be? Hashtag sign Cordell Patterson. Well, he's more of a kick returner, so keep that in mind. How about Darnell Mooney? How about giving him a look next year? Fast. We'll see if Tariq Cohen goes back there next year. Obviously, he had the major injury last year, so he may not be the guy this year, although you're not maximizing his value if he's not returning punt. So I think Mooney, Cohen, maybe you sign somebody. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, punt returner was a bit of flux after Cohen got hurt last year. They tried Ted Yin. He was terrible. And so, Dwayne, I can't even remember the guy's last name. He got hurt as well, the return guy who's been around for forever. So we'll see what they do at return man, but probably Tariq Cohen. Chris Techno, do you think Dalton will get Glennoned with the draft? The difference is, in that draft in 2017, the Bears had the number 3 pick. So easier to draft a quarterback, right, when you're in the top 5. But it's still possible. I think they could move up. They could go get a Mac Jones, a Trey Lance. I think it's definitely a possibility. He might get, I think a slightly more likely possibility is he might get Russ Wilson. I don't think they're going to trade for Wilson, but it's going to be hard to move up into the top 5 of the draft sitting at number 20. So I'll say this. Don't assume Andy Dalton's going to be the starter at this point in time. Should Chicago tank in 2021? This one coming from Jeremy Chuggs. Here's the problem, Jeremy. You just can't tank when you bring back Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy. Even if you can, you won't. That's the issue here. You're not going to tank if you bring back a GM and a head coach on the hot seat. So, look, if you start 0-5 and want to fire your head coach and GM, I'm on board. Let's tank. But at this point, that's just not an option, and they're not going to. They're going to try and win in 2021. So will the Bears make the playoffs? Excuse my misspelling there. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let us know what you guys think. You can blame producer Brett, who's over here, on that one. Y for yes, N for no, or type L for, misspelling there. Let us know. Will the Bears make the playoffs? Michael Houston, appreciate the super chat. Super chats can always skip the line, so keep that in mind. Reed Howard, what do you think about the Bears drafting Davis Mills from Stanford, Mr. 4.58, if he's available in day 2? That's a joke, by the way. He ran like a 4.85. Looks like he had a solid pro day. So the big thing coming out there is his initial 40 time, he's a 4.58, and then they corrected it as like a 4.82. I don't care about Davis Mills. He's a project, like every quarterback is after the top 4 or 5 guys. I don't know about day 2, maybe the 4th round, but he was just okay at Stanford. He wasn't that great. I thought he should have gone back for another year, so not that interested. Shy Force, did Nagy turn the corner in the run game in 2020? Look, final 5-6 weeks, run game was strong. They figured something out with that O-line. The interior was good. You got to get better at tackle, which we'll see how the Bears do that this offseason. They sort of tried to make a run at Trent Williams. Money got too high. But yeah, I love David Montgomery. I think the interior of this line is good. Hopefully that continues in 2021. Larry Lapper, are you ready to admit we were on the losing end of the Mack trade based on his contract and picks we gave up? Well, you've made the playoffs twice with Khalil Mack. And how many times have the Raiders made it? That's 0. And number 2, at worst, it's a push because the Raiders have drafted nobody with those picks. Literally, they've gotten no impact players. So, look, it hasn't been a major win. It's not like he's been the difference in you making a Super Bowl. That 2018 team was a Super Bowl contender, though. And if that field goal doesn't triple doink, double doink, whatever, then we might be feeling differently about the whole thing. Hadn't been a home run, but it hasn't been a failure either. I think at worst, it's a neutral trade. Biggest question of the day, you won't find a more important question on YouTube. Are you pulling for Sister Jean and Loyola? It's March Madness, baby. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. I know there's some Illinois fans out there, but just get on the bandwagon. Come on, you can't bet against Sister Jean. Get your votes in. 1 for yes, 2 for no, and put your money where your mouth is. I'm being told if you bet on a nun in March Madness, they're going to go to the Final Four. Bet Rivers, chatsports.com/BetIL. Get a 100% deposit match. The proof is in the pudding. We saw it in 2018. Dominant win over Illinois the other day as well. And the Sweet 16 is about to get going. So make some money at Bet Rivers, chatsports.com/BetIL. Or if you're in Indiana, chatsports.com/BetIL. And Bet Rivers is your home for March Madness to make some money. And hey, I liked Loyola -6.5. I know Oregon State's playing well, but I think the Ramblers they're poised to make another run here. I'm gassing Loyola in this game. I think they win by at least 7 points. Take advantage. Chatsports.com/BetIL. Chatsports.com/BetIN. By the way, that over/under is total over/under between the two teams. So about 63-62 game. How you feeling? Over, under? If you like the over, go ahead and bet it at Bet Rivers and make some money today. Mark Halbmeyer, what do you think about Kadarius Toney at 20? Is there a quarterback you could see as targeting in round 2 or 3? I just don't like the quarterbacks after the first 4, The first 5, excuse me. Obviously, you're not going to get Lawrence. Fields, Wilson, and Lance and Mac Jones, I like all those guys, but then it's like a huge drop-off. Kyle Trask, he's okay. Some of his tape is good. Kellen Mond, you guys know how I feel about him. I think he sucks. Sam Ehlinger's a project. I think it goes from like round 1 guys to, okay, take a guy on day 3. I don't really like the middle round guys like the Monds, the Davis Mills, and those players. So I don't know. I don't like quarter. Ian Book is a day 3 guy as well. It's not a strong class after the top handful. My beard's back. Are you comfortable with the offensive line after the recent signings? Are we still going to draft a tackle? I think you need I think you need one more tackle. I mean, right now, I think, do we have the depth chart, Brett? I think we might. We don't have it. Okay, so you got Charles Leno at left tackle. You got probably Whitehair at guard. You got Mustapher at center. You got James Daniels probably at your other guard spot. Alex Bars or Ifedi at right tackle. It's not horrible. I'd rather Ifedi be a swing tackle, though, personally, or Bars, whoever it is. I would still draft a tackle, and hey, you can still cut Charles Leno. You could save that money. So I don't think the Bears are done on their offensive line. As you saw last week, lots of subscribers, and you could be the next one if you hit that big red button. So go ahead and subscribe. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. Lots of content for you guys, daily videos covering the latest Bears rumors, news. We do mailbags as a part of our live shows every single Tuesday, and a whole lot more. I think last Tuesday we had like 3 videos for you guys, our live show and some breaking news situations. So we're covering it all. You don't want to miss it. Go ahead and subscribe today. Jackson Dose, if Akiem Hicks gets traded, do you think Geno Atkins is a good pickup? Number one, I don't think Akiem Hicks is getting traded. The Bears let him explore one, but it sounds like he's coming back. Atkins wasn't very good last year. If you want to get him for cheap, sure, but he's not going to replace Akiem Hicks. Dr. Funky, Anthony Miller to the Dolphins for Noah Igbenogany. The Dolphins say no and move on. Shilks, should the Bears draft or sign a strong safety? Sorry, my producer was caught off guard there. Guys, Anthony Miller's not worth more than a 6th, and they drafted Igbenogany early last year. Sign or draft a strong safety? I would sign one. I would try to handle safety in free agency. Just bring back Tayshaun Gibson. I know he's not a true strong safety, but he played well last year. I think that's fine. Bring him back. I don't think he's going to cost a ton. Deion Bush is your 3rd safety, and you're good to go with Eddie Jackson at free. Hopefully he plays better this year. Sagar, thoughts on the Watson situation? I'm not going to dive deep into this, but it's not looking great for him. I'll say this, he's not getting traded anytime soon. So if you're hoping he's going to be a Chicago Bear, get that out of your head because I don't think he's tradable at the moment. Go Bears, trade up for Mac Jones or Justin Fields. Jones more likely. I think it's just going to cost a lot more to get up to Fields territory. I think if Jones gets past 10, you got to start thinking about it. If you're Ryan Pace, you got to say, okay, how much do we have to get up to get to 11, get to 12? Because I think the Patriots at 15, if he's there, they're probably going to draft him. So, I think it's possible. We'll have to just wait and see as we get closer to the draft. Cam Hubbard, where in the first round will desperate Ryan Pace attempt to trade up for Kyle Pitts? First of all, I'd actually be okay with that because he's a beast, but it doesn't really fill a major need. if he's going to get desperate, I think it's at quarterback, right? I don't think you can justify trading major capital for any other position if you are the Chicago Bears, unless, I don't know, say Penei Sewell falls to like 8 or something. You're like, oh, we'll have our left tackle for the next 12 years. Maybe you do something like that, but I don't think they're going to do it for a receiver or Kyle Pitts or anyone else. Kevin Billups, no relation to Chauncey. Who do you think the Bears GM will be next year? Because Pace is going to be gone. He's going to be gone if they don't make the playoffs. I don't know. I know you guys want Louis Riddick. I've thrown his name out there before. He's well connected, but is he Mike Mayock? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really care. I just want someone else because Pace sucks. So, yeah, get someone else in there to run this front office.